Well, welcome back. This morning, it's no shock to hear that now more than ever, students, even at a young age, are really experiencing deep grief. We're talking about things like school shootings and violence affecting their classmates, loved ones, how it affects students in school. We're also talking about the loss of loved ones, dealing with grief. This morning, Heather L. Servati Saib is a professor of counseling and psychology the College of Education, Purdue University, joining us now to talk more about this really popular, if you will, topic right now. Good morning and good to see you. I want to talk first about students' work and how it can be affected as they go through the process of grief and how we're really seeing that more now, it seems like, than ever before.
I think it is more, there's more attention to it, considering, we've been through COVID. There is really a highlight in terms of how grief and loss issues were handled on college campuses. Really, students experience grief as just as much, or perhaps even sometimes more than other adults in our society. And it does affect their ability to concentrate, to perform within the classroom, to really be engaged with their peers. It can be a very isolating experience as well. So academic and social, there are significant impacts.
Yeah, I think that there's a statistic too that within a year period, college students, how many are grieving a death of someone close to them? What is that number?
It's pretty consistent, which is quite surprising, but about 25 to 30% within a year. If we go to 2 years, it's even higher, almost 50%. And often those death losses are friend or grandparent death losses, but we still see a number of deaths of siblings and parents as well.
Yeah, oftentimes, for example, if I have someone that I lose, I have bereavement time off. But I understand too that, when it comes to students with a policy, a lot of colleges and higher education, do they have that for students? I think some do, but do all of them?
Actually, the vast majority don't.
Wow.
And I think Purdue, and I'm proud of that because I worked with a really, excellent group of colleagues. Purdue was one of the first in the country to actually have a bereavement leave policy for students, and that went into effect in July of 2011. And now I'm working with a nonprofit organization out of DC called Evermore to really try to have this campaign across the country to get more of these policies. Our last study in 2019, there were about 44, so definitely less than 50 institutions who had such a policy for students that could ensure them the ability to make up work.
Wow, less than 50. So I don't even know what that is in a percentage.
Right.
Not very many, it sounds like, overall, when you think about the number of universities and colleges. What are some of the things that you would like? I mean, as you try to get more schools to do this, what would that look like? What would you like for them to include to allow students to have time and space to actually grieve? Because we all need that.
We absolutely do. And I would say that it varies by institution, right? Context of institutions is very, very important. And so what the policy might actually look like could vary, but even just having one sends a message to the campus, to the students, that the institution understands that students have, they have lives. They have lives outside of the classroom. They have significant and challenging life events, just like the employees of the institution do, and students need that same kind of protection. So, a model is whatever the employee policy is, and then we know that grief doesn't end in 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
No one believes that, and it's not supported by research at all. But it gives some assurance at a time when the grief is just so intense, and so at a minimum, that is what we would really hope for students.
Well, we're out of time. Just want to say I'm so glad. I didn't know that this existed. I'm glad that you're there and that Purdue is doing this for students. So great job. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
Absolutely. It's 8:47.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, you're
Thank you.
welcome. It's 8:47.